Of course, there are some critics, always critics, who say we can't afford to take on these priorities. But we have postponed and neglected them for too long. And because we have, our health care still costs too much. Our schools still fail too many of our children. Our dependence on foreign oil has actually grown since the 1970s. Still threatens our economy and our security. We've seen the tragic consequences when our bridges crumble and our levees fail. They say we can't afford to take on these tasks. Florida, you know we cannot afford not to.
I want to be candid. This strategy will cost money, it will involve risk, and it will take time. But as costly as this effort may be, we know that the cost of a complete collapse of our financial system would be incalculable for families and for businesses and for our nation. We are going to have to adapt our program as conditions change. We will have to try things we never tried before. We will make mistakes. We will go through periods in which things get worse and progress is uneven or interrupted. But we will be guided by these core principles of transparency and accountability, dedicated to the objective of restoring credit to families and businesses, and committed to moving our nation towards an economic recovery that is as swift and widespread as possible.
There is an opportunity for the Iranian government to demonstrate a willingness to unclench their fist and to begin a serious and responsible discussion about a range of matters. We still persist in our view that Iran should not obtain nuclear weapons, that it would be a very unfortunate course for them to pursue. And we hope that there will be opportunities in the future for us to develop a better understanding of one another.
In the short term, the goal of those troops is to, at least the initial ones that would deploy, is to bring greater security in places like Helmand by being a permanent presence there, by being a long-term presence, rather than flying out by helicopter for a day's operations or a couple of days' operations and then flying back to their base. They would be a continuing presence and thereby, along with their Afghan partners, enhance the security of the population. I think that's important in terms of particularly the elections coming up. But in terms of the mission for those troops long term, I think that's what will be recommended by the strategic review.
Hamas, as we've said time and again, has an opportunity to play a positive role, to be a partner for peace. Up until now, Hamas has chosen not to do so. So what we hope to see come out of this process is the Palestinian people being able to move forward toward a peace with Israel, and in security and stability.